We back at Techtonica. I changed stuff up while I was gone, just a little bit. First things first is I took a lot of the chests that were around delivering materials, like where I was delivering materials to the chest and then exporting them out of the chest to the machines. And now they just go straight to the machines. Realistically, all I did was take out the middleman. I left all the chests that actually have stuff end up in them. So like this thing still exists. And that's to ideally make it easier to figure out what I'm looking at. So I'm not like looking at a chest that just has materials in it type thing. I separated my iron and my copper. So what that looks like on this side is the metal's like this. It's going into this chest, gets delivered, gets sent that way, gets delivered there. Let me grab my steel and made a lot of blast charges. Not on purpose, it's just I put about 1,000's worth of material in here without thinking about it. And by the time I realized it was, 1,000 worth of material. Anyway, I have two lines that go their separate ways, so I don't have to worry about it getting clogged up or going half speed because they're purples that need to sort through it. And then there's something else. Something else. Was there something else? Not really. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you that I did on my own is in here. It's also relating to the metal. These no longer pick up food. That'll go back down to the bottom because we do have it looping. The top only picks up copper, the middle only picks up iron, and the bottom only picks up food if it cycles through, which it should. Based off of how I remember this being designed. Is yeah, because it meets the line here, just in case anything ends up coming through that is food, you know? I know that looks ridiculous, but it just is what it is. I think if I ever have to redo this, one thing I would change is I would have two split offs for food. One that doesn't go very far, that's where all of the smelters are, and one that does go to all of the drills. And I would have the drills and smelters not be this close. Because there's no point in it, in a sense of it would be much more efficient, in my eyes at least, to have a separate area for smelting. But what was I gonna say? The funny part about all of this is I'm almost tempted to just connect the iron to the iron belt instead of having it be put on here and the copper to the copper belt. But I think for reasons that I don't want to explain, that this is how I want to do it. Anyway, we have the steel. We have, that's not the button, this is the button. We have the mining charges, we have the steel, and we have these. If I can find it. Where's the cement? There it is. Yes. So now we can go to X-ray. Level this mother up again. See what that gets us.
I hope your assembly line for explosives is on point, Breaker, because you now have access to blast drills. Blast drills use mining charges instead of fuel, and instead of producing ore when you point them at a vein, they produce chunks. Chunks will open you up to producing raw blocks of calcite concrete, which you'll need to keep making new and interesting things for your base, and they'll do even more in the future, so start getting your blast drill situation in order.
Excited about this. See, I'm not sure how this would help me. Like if an ore gives one powder and one powder gives one ingot. I'm not sure how that helps me, but I mean, I have plenty of stuff. I'm good with that. Hold off on the decorative materials. Definitely get this so that we can start making making biobricks, which means we're gonna change how we do.
Task inbound. Metal powders. Required for production of steel slabs. Task inbound. Alternate schematics. Configure assembler to access new methods for efficient production of existing technologies.
And some of those new recipes will only work with Mark II assemblers, Breaker. So get going on those if you haven't yet. I feel like they'd be somewhere in the science facility too, though maybe in a different part of it.
Oh, hello. So the first thing I did was I made a bunch of these, and I set up over here, as I made basically one of each of the basic resources and put them in a chest. And then I made this. So everything was running in backlogging, and then it all backlogs to make blue research cores. I'm not sure where my pink ones are. And so I just have a big backlog, and whenever I need more, I create another core composer. It's not what one might call the most efficient process, but it's good at backlogging and stuff like that. And for now, everything runs pretty smoothly. Except, of course, the things I don't have fuel going towards, because I haven't been able to make enough, but now I have New fuel. I'm concerned I won't be able to make the next one. Yeah, until I get a Mach 2 assembler. Yes. I love this game. So I need to figure out how to get a Mach 2 assembler. So these are the blaster. So I'm assuming I need to repair a door. I think this one would be the easiest one. Unselect these. So I have the cooling and I have the monorail tracks, or at least half of them. What do I need for the other half? Light matter frames. That checks out. I'm always at a dire lack of light matter frames. That's why I set up this crafter. I kind of want to make another one, but it's not outputting completely. Well, it is, but could I fit another one just right here? Maybe. Probably not though, because I don't think crafters can be placed next to each other. Alright. See you later, Fred. Let's see. Yes, they cannot. I think what I'm gonna do is kind of make this a little goofier. By doing this. Taking it straight this way. So that it takes up less space. And we'll see if we can't place another crafter over here. We cannot. Okay. Should have expected as much, but I was kind of hoping. I wonder why this doesn't fit. Is it just can't have a conveyor belt directly next to it? That doesn't make sense. Or it needs one more room of space. Whatever. We got space there now anyway. Let's start regardless to for our plant matter frames. There you go. How many would we need for 10 of these? 40. So it's not efficient to just do that. But because this is the chest, if I can find space here somewhere, Yeah, like right here. Probably in the way of something, but honestly... Ooh, I can start making them out of Kindle vine stems. I have a shit ton of Kindle vine stems. Okay, scratch that. I made this chest because I have too many Kindle vine stems. I realize now that this is unnecessary. So I can do just straight up this. Means we have another spot. Pull out from here. Go up. We need to find a way to get these over to here. Okay. So we need to place our crafter. And in fact, we can place it black. We can place it back where we had it. Right here. Kindle vine stems. It's 5 for 5. Fair enough. Do this. And now we can bring them over without worrying. Oh. We're just gonna go way up. No, way up won't work. Let's do this. That'll do though. Swap it. Bend it. Swap it. Bring it down. Place it there. And that should now be delivering what we need. I'm gonna wait for one to come down the line so that I can be certain. There we go. And while we wait, we will disconnect this so that we can actually get 40 in this chest. And while we wait for that to cook, we'll go over here. We need to make this into concrete. concrete. It is something you produce with cement and gravel. Okay, two things. First, let's make 5 of these. Next, we don't have a way to make gravel, but we still have a lot of gravel. So I'm not going to concern myself with the fact that we can't make a whole lot of gravel. Just that can do what it wants. It's material I don't care about anyway. Let's go check on this. Yes. Logistics. Grabbed 5. There we go. Put that back in the chest. Reconnect this chest before I forget. Actually return that to the chest instead of just make believe returning it. I like how quickly this moves along. That's nice. Because at this speed it's practically 1-for-1 now. Not quite. But I think we're going to be a lot less backed up. Okay. Have steel, turn it to this chest. Concrete's cooking. Monorails I'm crafting in my inventory. Who's the next thing we need to work on? Let's just go to the door. So, door SC9928. Do we have a SC symbol around here somewhere? Over there? Let's go find it. That was a circle. Let's just drill towards it then. I'm sure I have a pathway to it somewhere. Where exactly? I do not know. There's my drill, but now that I see that, there's one thing I want to do. So I remembered that I have this, which lets me replace these with more advanced versions, so it means nothing for now for that. But I can start replacing these basic ones with red ones, essentially. I'll just go out to here. And now all of those are red instead of yellow. The stuff just goes a little bit faster. You know what? There's a river right there. I should be able to reach it. And I always forget that I have this doorway back here, which I'm assuming leads to the river. This should be a faster path to getting where I'm going. Hey there. I don't think those are important, but might as well scan them while I'm here. I think I just went in a circle, but that's okay. So question 1, did I explore this little place?
Facility access door unavailable. Refer to display panel for self-repair requirements.
This is the thing. But it looks like I miscalculated and only made 10. Well, that's unfortunate. Also, okay, so this is the right place. Cool. I'm gonna respawn back to the base and just redo this little thing where I wait, because this goes fast enough that I don't even have to worry about it. Okay, so I need another 40. I guess I should have thought about the fact that I would need 80. If I do monorailing, it's going to be specifically for resources from now on. So like my iron and copper can keep coming from where it's coming from, but like if I'm gonna do a blast furnace for like Atlantum or chunks or something, I'm just gonna monorail the results back to me so that it's simpler and quicker and easier. So I'm assuming it's gonna be those things. I don't really know. Let's do this so we can start crafting 5. But yeah, I like my system like this with the iron and copper because it just means that it keeps up to date on it a lot better. I think the other system's feasible with what's it, stack inserters. But for now, I'm not concerned with that because those aren't gonna happen for a minute. Because I'm soloing this. That's reconnected. That's recrafting. So let's go back to the door. Make sure I'm actually crafting enough. Yes. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. So we just go in here. Go back here. I should probably dig that out in the future. Here we go. Get my scanner out in case there's something to scan.
There were barely 10,000 people in my hometown. I was the only person from there who made it into the expedition.
Your family must have been very proud.
That's what they tell me. I still went home now and then when I was at the planning department up in Alaska. Then, one day, you wake up and they tell you you're not in the planning department anymore. You're actually going to Calyx.
That kind of transfer would have been very rare. There must have been extraordinary circumstances.
I guess. There was even a parade, apparently. Thankfully, I was already in orbit.
New data entry snowman.
These look like computer security logs, written by someone named Snowman. My memory of him is scattered. Might be someone I wanted to forget.
Snowman was the head of information technology. I appreciated his attention to detail. Others were less enthusiastic.
These databank logs read like bad teenage drama. He was spying on people.
Many people selected for the expedition had secondary qualities of note. Perhaps his interest in amateur espionage was a mechanism for command to detect and fix petty disputes before they escalated into serious ones.
If we find this guy in a cube somewhere, we're setting his volume to 0.
No. He must be permitted to communicate.
I'm kidding, Colonel.
You were not.
Security facility. All scans complete.
We already went through this facility, but I just want to double check. There's this question mark over here. So I guess let's go, let's go see what these question marks are. How far away are they? Could be pretty far, could be just right here. I'm just gonna drill to him either way. Going to just keep drilling forward and ignore this drop down because it feels like not the right area. Though I could be wrong. Ah shit, I moved a little bit. There it is. We'll drop down here. This has enough leg room that seems a little worth it at least. Never mind. Drilling. I have a question. Do I have any of those mining charges on me? I do. We're just gonna casually. This is a lot quicker, you know? Might as well.
Warning. Unknown entity detected.
There we go. Okay, looks like they don't care about this so-called unknown entity. I mean, I thought it was a little important, but that might also be because I mined all the way here. There's also something directly below me. We're just gonna casually. Is that all it was? Yeah. Ooh, I guess the next things we should be working on is trying to get copper and iron chunks. We have enough of this. We'll keep 500 of gravel on us just in case we need it for something else. So. Just dig out what's not useful. Unless I find a useful use for chunks. Just gonna place one, but I still would rather there be, you know, proper little look at what we got here. So, can I build blast furnace? We need reinforced iron and reinforced copper frames. Do I need... I do not need a level 2 for these, so we'll start crafting them. Yeah. What'll end up happening is it'll only get one of each. We don't want it to be like that anyway. We want to get it to come from the other one. We will set up our iron.
You've got a good group of assemblers humming now, Breaker, but you'll need a lot more to keep up with where our tech is heading.
Copper
Keep building.
frames. Where are we at with these? $263. It's a lot, but is it enough? I don't know. I'm just gonna build quite a bit more. And look for, here's the iron frames. Bring these ones first. We'll see if we can just straight up go to this point and turn it. Cannot. Because it can't get above that. Fair enough. Height. Get way up there. Swap variant. Okay, now. That should be high enough. It needs to be rotated like that. And swap variant. Is that good enough? Yes. I don't know where exactly it's gonna come down, but there we go. And so this should start getting fed too. It needs a chest though. Let's go look for our copper. We'll create the chest form afterwards. The iron's right there. Did I put the copper somewhere else because of convenience at the time? Possibly. These computer chips, I'm not worried about them because they're getting backed up into this chest for other things. So, not exactly not backed up and going effectively, they're just backing up extra, you know? Should grab some of these just while I'm at it. Where did I put that pesky chest? There it is. Yeah, it's in a good spot. Now that we have more flooring, we can simply one. So we'll end up taking 2 of each, or two furnaces, 1 for each of the things. That's fine. Fueling them will be easy because we already have the crafter for these here. We'll just finish setting up. Just blue and red. We got time to waste anyway, so we might as well do that right now. Figure out where I want to pull out from exactly. Well, now I'm stuck on it. Okay. If we pull out from here, we won't be able to pull out from here, and vice versa. Yeah, I'd rather pull out from here, so we'll do that. This is like a personal preference kind of thing. Not because it's actually better or anything. Do that while I do this. Seems like it worked itself out, so I'm just gonna let it do what it wants to do, I guess. I want it there, so let's turn here. Eventually this is gonna fucking actually turn where I have it set, right? Nope, gotta go one more down. Cool, whatever. Not a big deal. This will at least give this a thing to do, like these reds, for a little while. Is nice. And we'll set up the blues. Well, I'm not so sure that's a great idea. I'll do it anyway. I'll do it from this chest back here. While I do that, I do this. So that I can start pulling from this side if I want to. Sticks. 10 of those for no reason in particular, except I don't like running out. Oh. Forgot about the thing I did over here. Where this is backwards. There you go. So I'm realizing as things progress, eventually I'm gonna have to thresh in a different manner, so to speak. Where the only thing that's really gonna matter is this first level. Because the second level can be made better by not using the threshers. Or for better explanation, by crafting first and using a different thresher. Or taking the resource straight from it and using it to craft the next level of things. But yeah, that's not super important right now. Stick that in there for I feel like it reasons. So these are continuously crafting, those are continuously crafting. We're gonna have to make advanced circuits eventually, but I'm kind of putting it off for now. Because I don't particularly want to deal with the hassle. Okay. Transfer 1. So this does work from here. Good. We can pull out to just like, I guess we can go this way a little bit. Just have it go straight into a test. And we can pull it out of here. We go up. Have it go down. Cancel that. Have it go down here. Have it split. So that some of it is going here. And some of it can go the other way. We will set this up over here, even though, you know, it's a little weird because we have this big wall here. But I feel like it's probably going to be fine. We want that to come out. Yeah, it needs to be... It doesn't need to be over here, necessarily. But I'd rather it is. And I could elevator these, but I don't really want to. What I do want to do is essentially go here, turn here, place a chest like here, remove this chest, remove this grabber, figure out if I can place another chest without it getting in the way of the other one. I have to have one more spot. Right there. And then turn that. Like that. Place that. Place that. Place that. And now we're getting a backlog of these two new resources. Fairly evenly, not completely, because it travels a long way to get to the iron, and it travels a long way to get back, and I made the copper first. All kinds of goofy reasons, but they're backlogging. Let's see if we have 200 concrete while we wait for those. But yeah, this should use all of these resources really fast, which is concerning, but it is what it is. So yes, I have the 200 concrete. And I lied about the gravel. Never mind. We can still put some chunks in there that I'd rather not waste more. So she kind of not soft implied, pretty hard implied that actually the chips that aren't coming, that's interesting. Oh, that there are. Damn, I just realized that it takes 20 to make 2. That's fucking insane. Brain, back on topic. Is that there's a research station where I missed the red Mach 2 crafter? Which is a little worrying. Because I don't think I missed a Mach 2 crafter. But it's not impossible. I think it's worse that it's not possible than anything else, because not possible means, or not impossible means probably something I did in fact fuck up. It doesn't mean anything to me right now. That doesn't mean anything, especially because I have to scan something to get it, which I haven't scanned apparently. That doesn't matter to me. This doesn't make sense to me, but I'm gonna get it anyway. I guess if there's a way to get gel outside of the silverthorn extract, then maybe that would become useful, you know? But I'm also convinced that I'm at the point where I think blast furnacing, at least for Atlantum, is better than anything else. Again, this only makes sense if, like, threshing these ends up being more efficient. And I doubt it will.
You'll need relay circuits to build those Mark II machines, Breaker. And I think upgrading PT X-ray is the only way to make that possible.
That is true, lady. That is okay. They're just more decorations. I really don't care about decorations. There's a lot we need to do, but we need level 2 crafters. Hmm. I was hoping there'd be like a thing online so that I could see where to get them, but that's not the case. So one thing I could do is, and I'm gonna have to look for it, or not look for it. I'm gonna have to check. Is if it's at the, well, I guess there's one thing I have to fucking check first. Can I make? Yes. Okay. So the reason I wanted to check that is because if I'm right, and I go to the freight elevator, the EFES, there's a lot of level 2 stuff in here that's just like locked behind this wall.
Facility access door unavailable. Restore freight elevator operations to unseal.
And if there's the thing for it in here, that would be great. I don't see a level 2 crafter, which is worrying. Really very worrying. I don't know where to find it. I'm interested in exploring places like that. I don't really know how to get up there though. Here we go. This is cool. I don't really see any reason to be up here, but it's cool nonetheless.
I remember having to put an auto shield field up around those cauldron giant plants to keep them from getting chopped down. We realized early on that natural sources of light were worth keeping around. Plenty of room to build factories by cutting into walls. You don't always need to kill the view.
Fair enough. Huh, we ended up back here. That's interesting. So I kind of sort of need to start exploring more. It's not really my jam, but it's fair enough. Ooh, what are you? Voltage step. Cool. Yeah, no. Not gonna happen. I wonder, can I destroy this unauthorized boulder? It's in a protected area, so I cannot. That's unfortunate. Could have been like a cool dialogue moment. I need to find about 2 crafter. Like, it's not super important right now, but it would help me make stuff faster and not have to set it up later and not have to find it later. They're all things I would like to do. Grab a bajillion of these real quick. Yeah, I know what tunnel that is. Not necessary. Let's just respawn. So we probably have enough chunks to... let me make sure I have the concrete on me. We probably have enough chunks now crafted. Still gonna give it a second. Mainly because I want to stick these things I picked up in their proper chests. They're proper little threshers. I think we're finally threshing fast enough that our threshers aren't constantly going. Because we get that little upgrade. Which is neat. But it means we need to plant more planters so that we can continue to progress. But one thing at a time, I guess. Let's see about our blast furnaces. Blast furnaces are blast miners. Whatever they're called. One of them's finished, one of them's 20 off, which is fair. I started it later. Or I guess it's 10 off. Either way. It's an amount where it's worth waiting for it. I'm trying to think. I want to do the advanced circuits. But I feel like they're going to be a pain in the ass. I think I'm going to build them over here. Let me finish picking up this first. I'm going to build them over where we get the Atlantum for now. Not the best course of action for the super long run. To care at all about the Atlantum over there. But my plan is to eventually I'll have a blast furnace on Atlantum. Which will smelt it into chunks, which will start threshing. And that'll just give us a lot of Atlantum. And I'll put it into that chest, and then I'll stop using the ores to make ingots. I'll be using them just straight up to make the powder for other stuff. But before we go to... I guess we can deposit our X-ray first, now that I think about it. It's only going to take a second. It could get us something good. Or it could get us practically nothing and leave us even worse off state, but that's neither here nor there.
Did I mention how you need lots of explosives for those blast drills? Well, now you need even more of them for your blast smelters. Blast smelters open up a lot of possibilities, but their main job is producing metallic slabs. And you won't be able to build blast smelters until you figure out ceramics, so activating that on the tech tree should be your first priority. Hope you like dirt.
Let's go to our tech tree. This is science. I want to make this, but I don't want to make this until I have enough bio bricks, which I can't get until I have level 2 crafter. This I'm interested in. And this.
Task inbound. Ceramics. Smelt ceramic parts from clay. Clay is crafted or assembled from dirt, which can be crafted from raw organic materials. Task inbound. Optimization. Manufacture and utilize slabs to increase production efficiency of mechanisms and components.
Once you get it up and running, making those basic mechanisms out of a few slabs instead of a ton of components is going to be a game changer. And there are even more optimized schematics yet to come.
Yeah, essentially what it just said is we make dirt out of plant matter. Dirt can be used to make clay, and clay can be used to make ceramic parts in a smelter. So
You
craft,
didn't
smelt.
think you were squishing all that metal together for nothing, did you?
So now let's this what out here, go up, out, up, out, this all the way over here because we have a new area to work with. Down. And we can begin step 1 of the several step process, which is to make dirt. We'll just throw a bunch of that in there for now. Which we do want a chest for. Okay, step 2 is to make that into clay. How exactly do we do that? Straight up dirt. I want to leave room for potentially moving it somewhere else too. So it's not going to be just straight into a crafter. I mean, technically we could, but I guess it depends. Takes tender. Yeah, I think we'll let the dirt build up normal style. That to a chest. Never enough of those. Then we need it going into a smelter. We're nowhere near level 2 smelter yet. Still haven't gotten level 2 crafter, let alone get level 2 smelter. Do it like that. Stick some fuel in there. Out into a... I was hoping I'd be able to pull that out into a chest. Just like that, should be fine. I believe it won't mess with anything, hopefully. And there's ceramic parts. We need blast furnaces. We've not researched yet. I don't know if we want to infuse things or refine them or anything like that. Like, it feels a little unnecessary. But if it's just straight up iron ore and limestone, or copper ore and limestone, it's not so bad. Plus Kindlevine extract. I just don't think I need to craft it as all. Like, there's not really a point in that. So to get the blast smelter, I actually still need ink. Interesting. Yeah. About that. How exactly do I get some more ink out of here? I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Pull out all these blues. Add another one of these. Probably. Which I would grab from here. Yeah, that's gonna be slowed down. Well, it's not actually being slowed down by the crafting of these, but it will be soon. Not that I'm really all that concerned about it. He's still going out quickly enough? Yep. Alright. What am I doing? Trying to regain my brain cells. That's what I'm doing. Why is this an invalid placement? Do I need to, like, mine out this wall a bit, maybe? Okay, good. It's gonna stick a bunch of blues in, but it should get around to the pinks. Hopefully. Each of these is gonna have like 10 blues in it, so it's gonna take a minute, but I'm essentially gonna be holding on to like 1,000 blue research just because I actually need the pink research to go through. That's ridiculous. I think I'll leave the pink research hooked up to that. No, I won't. But for now, it's fine. It'll have to stay hooked up for a while. Because a bunch of this needs pink for some reason. Does it look like it's dragging through blue again? Oh, it was grabbing what was left over, wasn't it? Cool. You can't stick the pink in because the blue's in there. I don't know why it has 3 squares, but it's just gonna do this. Like, it looks like it should be a queue for like 3 different types of orbs. While there's only 2 different types right now. But it can only hold 1 at a time. Like, you can hold 10 of that one kind, but only 1 of the 2 kinds at a time. It's not like a super big deal, it's just curious is all. Although I know coding is much harder than anyone would like. The basics are a lot simpler than a lot of people think, but to get a good end result ends up being a lot more complicated than a lot of people think. And part of the issue is a lot of people want to portray it as easier than it is, because honestly, it's not super difficult if you can remember everything properly and what everything does. Because they're very passionate about it and they want other people to care about it. But at the same time, it is pretty difficult. You're empty. You're there. So you should start collecting pinks a lot more than blues. There we go. That's interesting, but I'm gonna... ignore it for now. Because what I care most about is just getting it up and running. So what do I need? Steel frames and ceramic tiles. I don't have ceramic tiles. I should start crafting ceramic tiles. Which means I need a basic crafter. We don't want this to just be right here. It was okay for the other ones, but this one's gonna need a little bit of room. And where's our crafter? There it is. Ceramic tiles. And we're gonna want a chest for that. I'm kind of doing that thing I wanted to avoid, where I have all the chests over here, but there's such a mess over there that I can't really conceive of where to put conveyor belts anymore without completely blocking up stuff that I was doing before, which is the flaw that I've seen in this conveyor belt mesh that I've created. If I do this again in the future, like if I reset it, what I'll end up doing is just the only ones that'll be like that are the end results. So like I will have a specific chest for these and these and these and these and these in case I need to pull out them directly for me. But I'll also have each system have its own enclosed set of stuff that it's crafting. And that way if I get a mass production version, I just change one part of the system, or I change everything after a certain point, rather than disconnecting a line that's a giant conveyor belt, you know? And that way everything has its own resources, so I don't have to worry about stuff lacking. But for now, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those. 5 of those. 2 of those. And then what was it that I was trying to create with these ceramic tiles? I do not remember. I think I just need the ceramic tiles themselves to craft blast furnaces, blast smelters. I need 2. So yeah, I'll let that do its thing. I'll grab 2 more, and then I'll let it build up. So now I need to do steel. So I can pull from the steel chest. This one I will conveyor belt along conveyor belt over. Swap variant. Back. Rotate. Place. Swap. Swap variant. Because essentially here is all we're doing is bringing it to this side of the line. I need a crafter, which I have to wait for because I built a bunch of conveyor belts. For the 20 of these, it's only 10. I'm gonna grab this. I don't know if I'll ever actually use the infusion process. Mainly because I don't know if it's actually good for anything. But maybe someday. Ooh, we can get stack inserters. That would be cool. So what do I need to do for my quests? Advanced circuits, okay. That's what I'm trying to do anyway for pretty much everything else. Except this, which is what I'm currently trying to do. So now that we have that, we will shut this off for now. We get 100 of those. I don't mind it running constantly, but I do want it to do its thing. I will place the chests for these while I wait. That's not what I wanted. I didn't think about that. Okay. Whatever. Let's build the steel crafter. Steel crafter. The crafter for the steel stuff. Let's just do that. And that. And steel frames. Plug those in. Pull it out this side. Straight into, well, not straight into a chest. We'll give it a little bit of room. Just in case I need to use this chest for something else in the future. So we're gonna need a bunch of those. No, we're only gonna need 4 of those, but that's fine. Let's start crafting the first one. Build 2 of those so that that can start crafting while we wait for this to finish up. And I know I'm grappling. It's gonna. It's fine. As long as I can still craft what I want. I can't ignore it. So what we want to do is this straight into a smelter. Transfer half of these. Well, that didn't work how I wanted it to. To say the least. Okay, and then we need a chest for these, which can't be just immediately, unfortunately. If I put a chest here, does this actually let me do that? No, but put one here. I need this to split twice now, which means we're going to do this. Out one so that I can think. So if we do this, it'll split it into 2 stacks, which then each need to split into 2 stacks. This one can go here and here. Well, this one can go here and here. And for this, never mind, I already fucked up the other one, might as well fuck up this one too. We still have room for this. I don't think we're gonna need to send these anywhere else, but we have room if we need to. One thing I'm going to do, so I don't have to worry about its sake, is just stick all of these in here because I don't think I need them. I can grab my 100 ceramic parts now. There we go, 100. And we can reset this up. It didn't create a chest for that. That's bad. I'll put the chest here, because this we might actually need to use, unlike the other one. That does not need to be like that. Make sure that I don't have any copper things. I do not. Okay. These are running. Already have 50 iron. These will do fast. And what's nice about this is not only can I use these for resources, as in later on I should be able to thresh them straight up into iron and copper, but I can also use them for easier crafting of certain things. As it stands, we have a big backlog, which I don't know for how long that's gonna stay the case, but I don't think that's a big issue. So let's go stick these in X-ray. And then we'll start making advanced circuits, and I'll let it rest there after that.
You're headed into the final tier of PT X-ray breaker, which means you now have access to the advanced steel cycle and a few other new ways to get things done. Making steel slabs is a multi-step process that is going to require a decent amount of coordination and blast smelting, but I have confidence in you. And if you don't have the advanced circuits you'll need to make those relay circuits, it might be time to head back to PT Victor for a while.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's check our research. Don't care about tool belt size. This is not interesting. This is kind of interesting, but I wish it would let me mass produce level 3 conveyor belts, because it's not something I wouldn't just rather do. in my inventory without level 3 conveyor belts being an option. Oops. Not that it's a super big deal. Let's do that. Yep, now we have to unlock these two. We'll get basic forging too, just because we can. But that can wait. Oh wow, another level of flight that I can't get because I haven't scanned anything. Yippee! Well, that's nice. Not particularly useful, but nice nonetheless. Dense clay production, ceramic threshing into gravel, that's useful. Production of coolant, frames, mass production. This version of clay isn't exactly not useful. I just have to completely change my setup to use it very effectively, which I don't particularly want to do. Might as well get these while I have the ability to. I'm not getting pinks. Is there a reason for that? It's probably just taking a while, right? Yep. Okay. So, because this is going to take a while, I'll probably hold up. I'll probably get off for now. I'll let this stuff build up. The one thing I will do before I get off is try to craft these advanced circuits so that they can also build up while I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. We're going to build this out here. Just because, a lot of the stuff that I need is going to be over here. So let's just place a crafter and see what we need. And we'll go from there. There's a lot of ways to make this, huh? It's like practically anything. Zipperthorn, Kindle Vine, plant matter frames. Okay, let's actually get back to what we're doing. This. The processor unit, cooling system, lantern. That's not hard. So, start with the Atlantum. Mainly because we have a lot of it, and no reason not to start with it. Listen, I'm gonna do my elevators, okay? I know they're not the most effective. But I like them. Clear queue. Craft 10 of those. Start crafting a bunch of those again. I'm not gonna stick those in there. If I remember correctly, there was a reason that I didn't yet. Why is this? If I do it like this, then I can just scroll up. One of these needed this one. So I want to keep the cooling systems on me. These I can transfer half. I don't care about those. But I should go find those. Should have a set back here, right? Yeah. No, these are electrical components. I need advanced components, don't I? Processor unit, that's what they're called. It's actually something that's made by these, which should be over here, like I thought originally. Go. It bends, but it didn't bend. Thank you. There it goes. Just need you to go down a little bit so that you don't hit the ceiling. Boom. Those will go across that giant conveyor belt, but they'll get there. And last but not least, one that's nearby. There's that in there. I can put 5 of these in here without worrying about it. And then we can pull these out and put them in a chest. I ain't even gotta worry about them from now on. Means that all of these things that go into it have a bad backlog now. Wherein, I mean, they're not gonna properly be backlogged. But it's okay with me. You get 500, you get 500. You get 500. You get 500. And that will keep our metals flowing. Not that our metals are going to stop flowing anytime soon, but still. Luckily, these aren't necessarily needing to run constantly because we have such a backlog of metal still flowing to us, which is why I would
Local
like.
signal deciphered. Ingress CP1501.
Ooh, okay.
Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
Okay, let's do this. I wasn't quite ready for that yet, but
Signal triangulated. New location added to HUD. Throttle
there's a
bandwidth.
couple. There you go. I gotta know if it's got the thing that I want. You know, I need to know if it's got the. No, it can wait. It can wait until next time. I need to let the stuff that I just built all back up and do its thing. And so I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna let this stuff do its stuff. We're gonna build up a large amount of these. We'll probably have the other signal ready to decipher by the time I'm back on. I don't think we're gonna have enough circuits, but honestly I'm just gonna let it run for a really long time. So we'll probably be able to at least do the Victor terminal. Speaking of things I should make sure of, I should grab 50 of these. I can just grab a full stack. It's not a big deal. Because I need that for one of the other things. So this just needs a shit ton of plant matter frames. This 50, this makes 1. And we need 4 plant matter frames for each, so we need 200 plant matter frames. So, well, I don't think those will back up. I'll still hold on to the Atlantum ingots. And eventually it should back them up. Or at least that's the big hope. Along with these. Because at this rate, we'll never have a backup of copper and iron frames again. Is this machine almost done? Yes. Just another couple sets and it'll be all the way through everything that it has space for in the chest, and it'll build up on the line, and it's pretty big, so only a handful will be able to build up on the line and will be solid. It's still flowing to it every once in a while, so I'm just gonna leave it and do what it do. Because the thing that it's building up will eventually fill up this chest, in which case it'll build up on the line, and it'll actually be going towards it at full speed. That'll fill up, and we won't have to worry about that. We'll be going to other things at full speed, and everything will just be nice and dandy. Either way, let's save the game one last time. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.